Hi, this is Jen Bueller. Welcome back to another video with DIY Anyone. And this is a challenge, Pumpkin Pizzazz Challenge, that is hosted by Sammy from Unicorn Dust Design and Corey from Crafted by Corey. And we just had to use a pumpkin, so I have two crafts here for you. And the first one, came from a baby pool. Yes, it did. So it had a hole in it, and a lot of those go to the trash. So I took the rim and I'm using that to make a swag. And this is going to go to my sweet aunt who she's in a different city from me, and I haven't seen her in months and months and months and miss her so much. So I first am painting this, and the rim of this is really it's not going to go anywhere. It's really, really firm and a great shape to use for these swag. So I'm using cashew to paint on here first, just to hide the blue. And then there's going to be a skip in the thing. I guess I didn't push the record button, but I used the deco mesh. I'm putting on the chenille stems now, pipe cleaners, and I'm putting those on just to have the ability to hold on to the deco mesh. And you can see it in the foreground there of the video. And so I'm going to use 2 rolls of the one that's the brown, yellow, orange, and I basically just fluffed it on there, grabbed a bunch, and a lot of folks will do like 10 inches. I've seen a lot of that in the videos that I've watched. So 10 inches of mesh. And then I also added the bells. Those bells are from Dollar Tree, and I put those in the middle, although it took me they were hard because they wouldn't stay in the middle. Anyway, so then I've got some of those leaves that came from Dollar Tree, and they have the clip on the back of them. And you can see where I just clip those back on there. And that way we can change it up if she wants to. It also has the clip on the pumpkin, the white pumpkin as well, and on the other orange leaf. So I made those both the same on each side and just fluff the deco mesh around that. All right, just fluff, fluff, fluff. Now, then I've got a group of pumpkins that I'm going to put in, and those are the ones with as you saw, the skewer that's there. And this one, I put a skewer through it because it didn't have one, and then I just glued the stick on either side so that it would stay that way. Then I also decided to glue those leaves together just so they would be a little bit more stable on the swag itself. Now I'm using that little spatula again that has the silicone little piece on it that helps to push on the glue and make it where you don't burn yourself. And that is from Dollar Tree. It's a makeup spatula. So I guess I'm supposed to be putting my makeup on with the spatula now. Probably wouldn't hurt. Then I got a piece of the white berries, also from Dollar Tree. Putting those on either side, just making it symmetrical. I did put them at a different angle though. And by the way, so if you haven't been to, we're going to show this part first, but I want to tell you about the hosts in just a second because they're amazing. And this is such an awesome opportunity that I so appreciate being able to do. All right, so what I'm going to do is make out of the rust color and that little check, I'm going to make just a small loop. And the cool thing about it is it makes it look like it's coming all through the whole swag itself. It looks like it's connected to the other pieces. It's real cool. All right, so just put that in the middle best you can. And then make a loop. Use wired ribbon for this. And then fold it back on itself. And then we're going to cut. I did not dovetail this, I just cut it at an angle. That's what I usually do with these. But you could dovetail it if you want to. And just cut it. And see, you've got that little loop there. So then you're going to just crimp that at the end so everything's stuck together, and then get a chenille stem, tie that around it, and then you're going to put that piece onto your swag. And it's going to look like I say, that ribbon it came from somewhere else within the swag itself. It's really cool. It's just a neat accent piece. All right, now I'm going to show you how I make my bow. I don't do a good job with staying in frame with this. I apologize, but I start with about 12 inches, and that's my first tail. And that's the Dollar Tree ribbon, and it does have a right side and a wrong side, but it's not terrible. All right, so make your first loop. Crimp it together. Keep it in your hand. I'm left-handed, so I keep it in my right hand. Then take the next loop, flip it up because that's the logical way to do it, and still stay with your ribbon right side up. Then flip it down. Again, you're staying right with your ribbon right side up. And I apologize, I go out of frame for this, but this is where you're going to make the small loop. Oh, there you go. Okay, so the small loop is there. That's your center loop. Then where I went out of frame here was when I just made the loop. So again, just make the same loop. Go with the direction that the ribbon is naturally wanting to go. So I've got 5 loops on there. I didn't think I'd have enough for a 6th, and then another good sized tail. Oh no. There we go. That was my 5th bow. So then that tail comes down. You pull both your tails down, and the nice thing is you can put a chenille stem right through the center of that little button. That's what I call it. The button is the center of that bow, and then you're good to go. And see, that was not that hard. I don't know what the big deal is about making bows like this. I see, all these other bows, and I feel like it's not that tough. So I've been making these for years, and I just am so thrilled to be able to help you guys learn. And so if you need help, if you need me to walk you through on FaceTime, I will do it. I just want you to be able to not be afraid to do that kind of thing. So then I put that in the center above the bells. And I didn't do anything to the bells, and I didn't do anything to the pumpkins because my aunt really does like, she's not one of these ones that likes neutral. So then I'm just dovetailing the ribbon. And on this next one, I almost do it backwards. For some reason, I have to really think about it when I do dovetailing. I don't know why. And so you can see that I've got folded, and then I go, oh no, okay, there you go. So I fixed it. Woo! All right, so the nice thing about this is you already have your tails, you have your little button in the center, and it's so stinking cute. So then you're just going to take your chenille stem and attach that in the back. Now I did have to go back and move this bow and the bells. For some reason they weren't centered. Don't ask me why. So I just, on the back, from the point, from the end point to the center, I just measured till I could figure out that, okay, 17.5 inches was the center point. And you can play with that and you'll figure that out. And anyway, so if you have never gone to Unicorn Dust Designs, that's Sammy's channel. She is a freaking riot. And she's funny. And her crafts are adorable. She did this one with taking the calendar and making it into little calendars with the little clothespins. Oh my gosh! And her round signs with the wood, they're adorable. She just really has that talent. And then crafting with Corey. Oh my gosh, Corey, she does such cool. The thing about her, okay, she does cool stuff that is so doable and so repeatable that you watch her and you can do it. All right, so I'm attaching the, plus she's a great teacher. I'm attaching the piece of that ribbon, and I just put it through the deco mesh, and then I attached it to one of the other chenille stems and then put it on through. So that worked really well, and that just gives that extra little bit of color. And there I put it on the other side, just that little bit of color, and then I'm going to put it on the end here. Now on the end, I did have problems with stuff sliding off, so I didn't show it for some reason, but I did take my glue gun and use that as basically a heat tool. And if you just push on the plastic like that, it will then make a hole, and then I put the, yeah, I'm showing you there where it's wanting to come off. So I put a hole there and then put the chenille stem through that, and then it is going to hold right on. It's not going anywhere. Then I had added flowers to the end. Those are Dollar Tree flowers. The leaves, the little bright leaves there that I thought glued together that didn't, those are Dollar Tree. The pumpkins are Dollar Tree. The deco mesh is Dollar Tree. The only thing that isn't is the pool piece that I saved. And I've got other crafts that I've done out of that that'll be coming. Oh my gosh, they are stinking adorable, really cute. All right, so there's, yeah, I'm just cutting to show you the other ones, and those are some sunflowers from Dollar Tree. Really like the florals from Dollar Tree. I mean, they're very nice, and the one that has that light color is kind of has some burlap in the leaves itself, or excuse me, in the petals. It's really cute. So I would love it if you would subscribe and join my Dollar Tree family. Oh my Lord! Although I feel like that. If you join my YouTube channel family, and let's have some fun. I love it. If you anything you want to make or you need help with, like I say, I will FaceTime with you and walk you through until you master it. Now, I wanted to cover the back of this with the silver chenille stems, so I took just a piece of burlap and cut it in half, and then I just kind of folding the burlap underneath. Okay, that piece is too wide, so then I cut it down. I'm sorry, this should have been edited out. It didn't need to be there, but I use a piece that's probably about 2.5 inches. And so if you've got any baby pools sitting around in your yard that you're like, oh man, it has a hole in it, I don't want to send it to the landfill, you just watch my next couple videos and see what else I do with this baby pool. Oh my gosh. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh, I can do that. That'd be the coolest thing ever. All right, so glue the burlap. Use your little spatula so you don't burn your fingers. And then that covers the chenille stems. You still see the bump, but it's not as obvious. And then it'll hang just beautifully. If you've got one of those hooks that hang the wreath hangers, that will do a lovely job with this. My aunt has an iron door outside her condo, and so I'm thinking that just using like a hook of some sort would be beautiful. And then there it is on our door. It's pretty cool. I so appreciate your coming today. And there's another shot of the other pumpkins with the yarn from Dollar Tree. Oh, did we get this in out of order? Okay, here we go. All right, here we go with this. So what I did is this is all from Dollar Tree, these ugly tinsel covered stuff. So I just cut that off and just basically stripped him down. Stripped him down just to the very frame. And that that tinsel stuff sticks everywhere. Oh my Lord. Did the same thing, cut the pumpkins off. Cut the tinsel off the pumpkins. That peeled much easier. I know that there's probably a use for that, but honestly, I gotta tell you, that orange tinsel, I threw it away. Yeah, I had to. I couldn't. I'm like, I can't. I just don't see a reason for it. Okay, this yarn is from Dollar Tree. And I picked it up thinking, well, I may use it. That is also from Dollar Tree. I'd already taken it out of the little package. So what I do is put it over the pumpkin like a sock. That yarn spreads out really well. And so I pull it down so that it has the ability to pull back up and make 2 layers. So you can see there's that top layer, and you're just going to take that and pull it back behind and tuck it in the little wreath or the little pumpkin frame, and then or tuck it underneath. I actually ended up coming back and cutting some of that off and then hot gluing it. And then on the little pumpkins, I did 3 layers. So down, up, down, and then the extra yarn just tucked right inside. Now those little pumpkins, when you take them apart, they are actually two pieces. So you could do another craft with it if you wanted to. But I took some zip ties and hooked them back together. So leave yourself a little extra yarn and then cut it off. And then I use this wired jute for the stems. And I didn't worry about if the orange showed because it doesn't matter because it's sticking out at the end, or excuse me, on the side where the yarn is. It just kind of shows kind of some of the color of that. It's kind of cool. So just wrap that around, get to the very top, and then glue it. And you can see one of the pumpkins down on the bottom there. I did already do that stem. And then I'll just do the other orange pumpkin stem off camera. There's an extra little bit of glue to hold that down. All right, so then once we got that done, then I was so excited. I found the fairy lights that Dollar Tree has, and they have the little battery pack. I have bought them from Wish, and I think I showed on my video the ones with the bat, my bat that I did that was a Pottery Barn dupe. Anyway, that bit from Wish, oh my gosh, that's much longer than this one. But for this little pumpkin, this worked fine. So I just wrapped it on the outside, and because the yarn is so light, it really does not show at all. And I think it looks really cute. So then wrap that battery pack around a little bit. There you go. And then I decided to add the word harvest to the pumpkin. The only thing is be careful. Don't glue where your lights are. You don't want to glue and mess up your wiring. So there's the picture of that. Then I decided to do a raffia bow. You know, it's fall, you got to do raffia, however you want to call it. I did just a little shoestring bow. So I usually take 2 or 3 strands is usually enough for that small item. And then just tie the shoestring bow. And the hardest part is pulling the loop through, the second loop. And once you get it through, then you can kind of play with it and just get your length of what you want so it makes sense. And then cut off the extra. And then hot glue that baby on. All right, so there's all 3 together. Now that bow on the cream-colored pumpkin was one from another craft. It's just a messy bow with some burlap and some cute stuff from Dollar Tree. And then that little jute, well, it looks like jute twine, but little orange ribbon, that is also from Dollar Tree. And there it is with the lights on. Kind of fun. I like with the lights. And then there's my other one. Let's go into my aunt. Just think about what you could make for other people too. Oh, there's Penny. She wanted to pop in and say hi. And there's Maverick. And they're actually brother and sister. All right, come back soon. Bye.